Do you think you know everything about the UFC? Think again. Behind the scenes, there are hidden stories and shocking facts that most fans have never heard. From insane early rules to the hidden struggles of fighters. Today, we're unveiling 10 mind-blowing secrets about the world's biggest MMA organization. When the UFC launched in 1993, it was a completely different sport. There were no weight classes, no rounds, and no mandatory gloves. Fighters could use headbutts, hair pulling, and even groin strikes. Some fights lasted over 30 minutes straight with no referee intervention. Because of this extreme brutality, many critics called it human cockfighting, leading to intense government pressure to ban the sport. In the late 1990s, U.S. Senator John McCain led a movement to ban the UFC, calling it human cockfighting. The sport was outlawed in several states, and some TV networks refused to broadcast the events. The UFC only survived after introducing new rules like weight classes, round limits, and banning the most dangerous moves. This transformation helped turn the UFC into the mainstream sport we know today. Many fans believe that UFC gloves were introduced to protect fighters' faces from injuries. But that's far from the truth. The gloves were actually designed to protect the fighters' hands, not their opponents. With these gloves, punches became even more devastating, leading to more knockouts and broken jaws. While stars like Conor McGregor and Israel Adesanya make millions, most fighters struggle financially. Many UFC newcomers earn as little as $10,000 per fight, and some even have second jobs to support their training. Unlike boxing, where top fighters take home huge paydays, UFC fighters have strict contracts and limited sponsorship opportunities. In early UFC events, fighters were allowed to wear wrestling or karate shoes during fights. Some believe this gave them an advantage, especially for powerful kicks and takedown defense. However, the UFC later banned shoes to ensure a level playing field and prevent injuries from kicks with hard soles. Every major UFC event has a shadow fighter, a backup competitor who weighs in and stays ready in case a scheduled fighter pulls out at the last minute. This ensures that fights aren't canceled due to injuries, weight-cutting failures, or last-minute illnesses. Sometimes, these backup fighters get their big break unexpectedly. One of the most extreme aspects of MMA is weight cutting. Many fighters lose up to 30 pounds, 14 kilograms, just days before a fight, only to regain it within 24 hours after weigh-ins. This drastic weight fluctuation gives them a huge size and strength advantage, but also leads to dangerous health risks like organ failure and dehydration. If a UFC analyst, commentator, or journalist speaks negatively about the organization or criticizes Dana White, they risk being permanently banned from covering UFC events. Some well-known reporters and analysts have mysteriously disappeared from UFC broadcasts, sparking speculation about a hidden blacklist. Although the UFC is 100% real and unscripted, there have been rumors that certain fights are arranged in subtle ways. For example, some rising stars are often given easier opponents to build their reputation, while veterans may be thrown into unfair matchups to phase them out. Many fighters step into the octagon while injured, but they hide it due to strict contracts and fear of losing their shot at the big leagues. From broken ribs to torn ligaments, some fighters push through excruciating pain just to stay relevant in the sport. The UFC is a tough business where only the strongest survive. The UFC is more than just a sport. It's a world full of secret struggles and shocking stories. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications for more insane MMA content.